And now, stand and cheer for your Talking Basketball podcast.
Hello, welcome to another edition of Talking Basketball podcast. I am Mark.
I'm Paul. Hello.
And for those of you watching, you may have noticed we are recording these back to back. Why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
I think it's because of time, Mark.
Time, logistics, it all works out nicely for us.
Right, Mark, before we go anywhere, we got to give a huge shout out to former Los Angeles Lakers Michael Cooper, who's just had his jersey raised in the rafters.
Fantastic.
He joins the likes of, who else has got their name up there? Obviously, Kareem, Magic,
Jerry?
Number 42.
Jerry West, isn't
number
he?
42, played with Jordan in college. He'll come to me.
I thought Jerry West did, but I'm not so sure now.
No, he wasn't in the Showtime Lakers.
No.
I think he was part of the back staff.
Yeah.
But he wasn't part of the Showtime Lakers. And yeah.
No, Clippers did his one, I think. But I'm trying to think who it was now. I like the fact you lean back, even though everyone can see you on the phone, chatting away. He's probably ordered himself an Uber Eats or something.
James Worthy.
Oh, James Webb.
James Worthy. I think so. He now joins them. Joins them. Number 21 was lifted, and some of the old Showtime Lakers were there. So great achievement for him. I mean, well,
they did Derek.
That's a great honor, isn't it?
Chicago did Derrick Rose's, didn't they?
Yeah, that
Around
was
Christmas
recent as
time.
well.
That was really, really cool. And do you know what I really liked was the fact that when they said it, they said, Chicago said that we're going to retire your jersey, and it'll be up there. No one else can use your number unless you give permission.
They need to start doing that.
But
if you think about it,
I like that because I don't remember who it was I read about, but it was someone, and they said this number was actually retired. It's a retired number by this team or whatever it was, but the family gave them permission to use that number again. And I've got to look through who it was now because it's going to drive me nuts. But it's someone that you go, oh wow, that's pretty cool, and it's not an unusual.
Maybe
person.
rather than retire the number, you just have the jersey up there.
Well, that's it. And they say now they're retiring the jersey, and it is retired number unless the family give permission for it to be used. Well, that's the way to do it.
Huge shout out,
Mr. Cooper,
to Michael Cooper, Derrick Rose. And I want to have another shout out, Mark.
Yes.
To this G League legend, Tyler Kolek.
Okay.
Just did a double header the other day.
Really?
How cool is this? He just did a double header. He played 40 minutes in the G League with Winchester Knicks. Yeah?
Westchester Knicks.
Sorry, Westchester Knicks. Yeah, I ain't got my glasses on. Westchester Knicks. And Winchester is just down the road. So I'm allowed to get away with that.
Yeah.
6 hours later, he plays an NBA game in the Garden for the New York Knicks.
The Knicks. Yeah.
He gets called up. He won both games.
That's cool.
He played a total of 52 minutes in the same day. G League game with overtime. He scored 36 points, 11 assists, 5 rebounds, 40 minutes played. NBA game, he comes in, 2 points, 4 assists, 12 minutes. That's really cool.
That's very cool. Obviously,
I wonder how many times that's happened.
Well, we've had Westchester represented here on the podcast before with Jeff Kobe, of course. Jeff famously paid for Westchester as well, between there and the Knicks with the 10-day contracts and floating around. But yeah, that is so, to double on the same day as well.
Yeah.
You'd be like, I gave everything in that game. I'm knackered. Yeah, Dave, they want you.
You need to get on a plane now.
They want you in Madison Square Garden, to play tonight.
Sure. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go. Okay, that's all right. I can sleep when I'm dead. It's fine.
Yeah.
But if you've literally just had a great game and put all of it out there, and then you're like, man, that was a tough game, and I've left it all on the court. Yeah, we need you in 6 hours to go on the court again. You'd be like, yeah.
Hey, when New York Knicks call, you don't say no. You're going,
here we go.
You can't
say no. That's what I mean. You can't say no. But how do you physically? You're like,
Hey,
how do you keep your
find
body?
You're going to find that energy from somewhere. You get called up for an NBA game. He's probably got more energy from his soul.
No, what I'm saying, I'm just thinking logistically.
He's fighting for his life, Mark.
Do you rest? I don't think you could rest.
Of course you do. You rest for those 6 hours.
I don't think you could. Because if you you'd have to keep the motor running a little bit. Somehow.
You have a nice bath. Do that LeBron ice crap.
See, he's the one I'm thinking of. I'm sure it was a playoffs or something, and they're like, everyone gets here at this time. And LeBron was there like 2-3 hours before that. And he's doing loads of his prep to get his body up and running and ready so that he can perform. Because he's like, I'm older, it's taking me longer to warm up and longer to cool down. So he actually had a longer, I've got a whole day scheduled to ramp up for the game in the evening. You go, if you've got 6 hours between and you've got to do a little travel, you can't go like, I'm going to have a nap. I mean, it might be a 20-minute lap or something.
It might have been in New York where the G League game was played. I don't know. But it was a cool little stat.
Very cool.
Right, Mark.
Congrats to that.
This is a unique podcast. Now we've said the congratulations. This is a unique podcast because this is something I've spoken to you about. And it's the first time I've really seen in an NBA game.
That's so we can't talk about that on air.
What are you talking about? I have no idea what you're
talking about. First time
on
an NBA game.
And that is Jokic. This week. Was it this week or last week? I can't remember. Where the referee inbounds, he's got a free throw, and the referee passes him the ball, and Jokic's like, what? Yeah. He is bothered by the way he receives that ball. Yeah, and the ref kind of flicks it and spins it forward. Now, the reason I picked up on this and went, Mark, we got to talk about this, is because, look, I have not been at a high level whatsoever. So I cannot verify if someone would hit the shot anyway. But I remember a few times as a referee passing the ball and thinking in my mind, that was a bit of a crap pass.
Oh, really?
Yes. Huh? It was a bit of a crap pass for someone standing there. And then if they've then missed that, I've gone, I wonder if they missed that because of my pass. And so as a referee, I was always really conscious when there was a free throw of giving them that ball as best I can. I would even hold the ball. I've got this little fake ball. I would even hold the ball with the grooves like that. So as I passed it to him, it would be spinning to them. So they would be catching it like that, probably in the grooves. I was really focused on it. I want to give them the best pass possible. Like if I do this, like, look, see, might miss that shot.
Yeah, but if you're, it depends. If you're one of those,
I need protection now.
It depends if you're one of those people who's like, they get the shot and then they set themselves. That's what Giannis does, doesn't he? You know, Giannis does that whole like massive thing, doesn't he?
He takes all the time.
Well, he's the one that
he did one in the same week where they just went, that's 10 seconds.
Yeah. And the best meme last year, without question, that I saw was the one who someone, I think we shared it, was someone put him alongside the Michael Scott when they were both doing that practice thing, and they're like,
Michael Scott from the US office.
Yeah, and even he did it quicker than Giannis is like, and he's doing it taking the mick like that's. But someone like that, they get the ball given to them and then they get set. Whereas it looked like someone like Joku, it gets set, gets the ball, and then he's already set himself. So then, if you give him a shit pass, you're breaking Wim's set. Yeah. That puts him off. I agree. Whereas if you're someone like a Giannis, it would have put him off. Yeah, but he's got such a routine that he does anyway. But it was a. So what?
I'm going to pull it up for you. Throw pass.
But what would they do? I mean, I can put it on the screen.
Here you go. There you go. There you go. So anyone who's watching on YouTube, you can see he's clearly upset with the way the ball's, the way it was given to him. This ref spins it a certain way and it lands a bit low.
But he still got it. It still went to his hand.
It did. However,
it went down, but I know it went to his hand, but it was his hand down here.
Let me show you the next bit.
Oh, what, the bit where the ref comes over and does that and he touches his chest like that?
He goes, my bad.
Yeah,
Here we go. The hell kind of pass was that? Is what he says to the referee.
Yeah.
Right, just wait for me. I'm just trying to get this on YouTube, and obviously I've got adverts.
Well, I could have put it up there, but yeah, we're doing
there you
it. Okay, we're doing it this way. So look, he still gets it where in a hand. It's just low, isn't it? Look,
he's getting the crap pass here.
So look, it's like a street ball sort of thing, isn't it? It's the sort of thing you do.
Look how he passed it back, throwing it out like that.
Yeah.
And the refs now come together.
Yeah.
Another referee comes in, and the other ref. There you go. He's tapping.
Yeah,
My bad. My bad.
My fault.
It's interesting.
It's that whole, when you're
the
playing,
other ref tells him you made a mistake there. That's what it looks like on that clip.
Here's my question: Do refs get fines? Because I believe they do.
I imagine they do, don't they?
And is that something that would be fine worthy? Because I'd imagine they do get fines. Like if a ref turned around to a player and said "F off,"
I've done that. I've done that, Mark.
Well, of course you have.
This is really bad. This was in a National League game, and it was actually right by a camera. So the camera would have picked it up. It was just the player was at a point where he was being abusive, and I was just like,
"So you met fire with fire."
Well, I just thought, he was their best player. I mean, I could have look. It's because I've been a player before, and I just went, "F off, mate. Chill out." It set a firecracker. He went, "Oh, you're gonna lose your life. You're gonna be out of it." Oh yeah, sure. All right, whatever. But it was, and I should have teed him up then, and I didn't tee him up because I felt I wound him up a bit, and so I let it go.
Yeah, I felt I wound him up a bit. Why is that? Well, I told him F off, so that might have had something to do with it.
Yeah, he just bam. I think he was like, I don't know. It was like, look,
the universe was testing you.
I could have teed him up. Bam, there you go. But I would say I was a young referee at the time, and I'd been reffing for about 2-3 months, and I was doing a National League game, and it was like someone's in your face criticizing you, and you're not experienced enough to go technical foul and being calm about it. It's just like, F off, mate. Done. Anyway, so what I learned as a referee and going back to this, I think referees we know they can manipulate a game. You only have to go and watch the I mean, look,
watch the bookies.
Referees are humans. They're human beings, and everyone makes mistakes.
Yep.
That's not what we're talking about. There's a great documentary on Netflix where they're talking about who's that referee? He's
the money boy.
Yeah, he's putting money on it, and now he's no longer a referee. And there's lots of conjecture about other referees and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But little simple things like a referee can pass a player a ball, and it mentally affects him. I thought, wow, that's a really big deal, and I've been thinking it for a while. And that's the first real example that I've seen where a player's gone, "What are you doing? Give me the ball."
Well,
imagine you go to the line to win a game, and the refs. Oh, I don't want this team to win.
Well, that ref, if you remember, wasn't that long ago. I know it might be in this season. I think it was Rudy Gobert who made a gesture because that ref was the one who was in that sort of whole scam thing about money and stuff. And it was the other one, the elder ref. And he pulled a call on him, and he just went, "What's that for?" And he went, made the old money symbol.
Yeah.
And then Gobert got fined, and then he did it again, and then now we're doubling the fine because we've told you you can't say that refs are getting paid off. And he's like, he did it again. He's like, okay. I mean, they're going to keep fining you, but he's like, I don't care. Why? What was that call for? That was nothing. So refs have been heavily penalised last season. I think it might have been last season because I haven't seen I'm not saying that the refs are a bit better this season, but last year they were terrible. They were really bad last year. So some of the
like I said, I think it's human beings, and you know what irritates me sometimes with referees? They think they're beyond reproach. They think they're infallible.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
And sometimes it is extremely clear that referees, I'm going to say it like it is, they're so up their own arse that someone questions, no, I'm always right. And it's just like, so a lot of the time I look at them and go, you've never played the game.
No,
you've never played the game, and that's why you've called that.
Yeah. But we've seen refs who've done some interesting calls. And
I think we all have.
Yeah. And like you've said on other shows before, like sometimes a ref went, or maybe I missed that one. There's a gimme at the other end sort of thing. And people do that, you know.
Yeah.
And to a degree, that's fair. Because in the same way, if a game is being a bit more physical, refs will be like,
I'll give you an out as a ref, call a travel.
Yeah.
Travel. I'm going, I should have called a foul there, I've called a travel. That way. That's your makeup call.
Yeah.
I've got a great referee story, Mark. This is great.
But the thing is, you think about it, all those things with refs, you say it's human. Look at sports like tennis and football now. They've got that extra camera. That something else makes a decision. You've hit a net. You've hit a ball out. Now we've got VAR in football where it's like, did the ball go over the line? All of those things historically that may have been called that didn't, and vice versa. Don't have that in NBA as much. Up until the last 3 years?
Well, they do have the coach challenge.
I was about to say, and now they have the coach challenge,
which I think statistically doesn't go the coach's way.
I was about to say it never,
but it does. And if it goes their way, they keep their claim. If that makes sense.
Yes, they get another go. But I've never seen one yet be a successful challenge.
I've got a great ref story.
Do it.
This is great. So this was. I don't think I'm being derogatory by saying she was female. It's a female ref. That makes no difference. But she went psycho. It was so funny. So there was a fast break, and she was running, and one of the players passed the ball, like I'm talking at freaking supersonic speed on a fast break. She was, in all fairness to her, ahead of the play.
Yeah.
The guy going to get the ball, there's no way he was going to get it. And the pass, she kind of turned round to see where she was running really quickly. And as she did that, the pass smacked her on the head. Ooh. But do you know those moments where like someone gets kicked in the balls and it's really funny? It was like that moment. She flew into the bench. She was not hurt whatsoever. She flew into the bench. But there was spectators laughing. Everyone was laughing. And you could see she wasn't hurt, but
except the player who lost the ball over. I bet he was like, oh no.
Oh dear. It was one of the funniest moments I've seen in a basketball game. And she got up and everyone was like, are you all right? And she's like, someone said, are you all right? She was, technical foul. I was like, what? I was asking if you're all right. And then one of the spectators went over to, are you all right? Technical foul. You're ejected. It was like, what? And I remember two guys were like, I'm not playing. I just came over to see if you're okay. But they were laughing as they came over and she ejected them. Oh, it was so funny. Oh, dear.
No, I mean...
Became a very high basketball ref in the UK. I'm not saying names, but it was brilliant.
But a good way to narrow it down.
It was brilliant.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
There's lots of really decent referees around.
But that's good.
They start from somewhere, so yeah. Yeah.
She ain't going to forget that in a hurry, that's for sure.
The other referee story, I'm sure I shared this, was a National League in the UK where it got to half time. And there was an actual punch up between the two teams. It was quite a feisty game.
Yeah.
And I was playing for one of the teams, and this punch up happened, and it was like, oh my God, like that. And the two referees weren't there because they were in the changing room having a bit of fun.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, dear.
Yeah.
That was National League Div 2. Yes. National League Div 2, I think. And then when they came back in, a bit hot and sweaty, a bit red-faced, bit out of breath, that it was like, hang on, what has just happened? It was like, yeah, there's been a massive punch up, and they were like, well, we didn't see anything, like nothing happened. But yeah, there you go.
We were just having a workout.
It was like spectators involved as well. It was like, wow. Not many, but yeah.
I mean.
So anyway, Mark, back to the point. referees can manipulate a player's shot on a free throw line. I've thought this for a long time, and it's never been brought up, but I thought it was a great time.
Yeah,
that
is brilliant. And
do you agree?
I agree.
A ref can
100%
manipulate a player's free throw. I genuinely think they can. I'd love to do a study where they have a referee who's like undercover, like in the NBA or whatever, and they're doing certain passes. The thing is, if the guy's going to throw up a brick, he's going to throw up a brick, isn't he?
Okay, so what you're saying is that their actions are going to be more intentional than...
Yes. Like, so he's actually...
So if I get the ball and it's like an inbound...
No. Like, I'm just keep it simple. Free throws.
No. Okay, the reason I'm saying this is if there's not much time left on the clock and you've got to inbound the ball and get it up there, the ref's like... Yeah, because they love the power. So they're like, okay, now we start. Like those people who do that, we've all seen those sort of refs, for example, who want to hold the ball. You can't start. I've got to touch the ball.
Stop all the music.
Yeah, I've got
Everyone
to do this.
watch me walk from through the halfway line and throw the ball.
No,
This is my moment.
You inbounded it there. You've got to be like a foot back. You're like, really? We're doing this?
Yeah.
Like that. That is not making any difference to the outcome. So they're doing that sort of, but by doing that, only with the free throws. Yeah, that's going to mess
an undercover study.
Yeah, 100%.
And they pass the ball a certain way, or even that flick, or whatever it is, they pass the ball low. Because again, I just go back to being a referee, and I pass it. And went, "That was a crap pass," and it was. I think it was too low, and it was a brick. However, I just go back to my point. Would the guy have thrown up a brick anyway? When you're doing reffing at certain levels, it's like there's a good chance that's going to be a brick. But can the referee manipulate the shot percentage based on the pass? It's got to be undercover, because you let's say you put someone on the line and you're feeding them crap passes, they're going to be aware of what you're doing, aren't they?
Yeah. I think also...
This is a great study.
Well, I think also it's an interesting thing looking at what players react and the way in which they react, because... Looking at that with, say, like Joker, for example, I was a little surprised at his reaction, because he is very placid about lots. He's not very reactionary about lots of things. He does get a little bit that sort of thing, but that's, I won't say a Euro style, that they can be kind of vocal about certain things and a little bit chippy about stuff. We see it with other European players.
But he got given a crap pass, and he's trying to shoot a free throw. It's taking him off his motion.
But
I love the fact that he said it. It's like, that referee had no clue. He's walking up like, "What's the problem?" Yeah. And the other ref came in and go, "Yeah, you passed it a bit. That's what he's talking about." Okay, and he knew, my bad. Then does a decent pass.
But it's funny that you just.
I don't know where that was in the game. Should we ask
too
Siri?
Casual. Ask what?
Can NBA referees manipulate free throw shots? Give me some stats. Oh, there's loads of people talking. NBA free throws, penalties, NBA officials, referees favoring the Lakers. That's obvious. I mean, how many fouls did the Lakers get called in their favor last season? I think that it was significantly more than any other NBA team.
So what would you say the outcome of a free throw through poor passing?
Poor official inbounding. Like I said, as a ref, I just remember passing the ball a few times going, that was a terrible pass, and they missed it. And I was like, in my mind, I was like, I wonder if they missed that because of my pass.
Well, I just thought I'd ask ChatGPT. Everyone does that, don't they?
Oh, God. That's giving you an essay.
Look at this. Yeah, look. So it's the main points. Yes, NBA referees can indirectly impact the outcome of a free throw, such as poor inbound pass to the free throw shooter, disrupting the player's rhythm or focus, because there's a rhythm associated with the three-point shooting and how they do it. Secondly, mental distraction, poorly handled pass, a bounce that's difficult to catch or a ball that slips, like that one, could momentarily distract the shooter, and that affects their concentration, allowing them to get into the rhythm. And the third reason, if the referee delivers a ball in an unorthodox manner or places it in an uncomfortable position, that could lead to confusion or a rushed shot. And I've never thought of that, but actually a rushed shot, potentially, so it's 10 seconds, isn't it? Take the shot, right?
I think so, yeah.
If someone gives a pass and it's a crap pass, it's like, what am I going to do with this? Yeah, you've wasted 2 seconds. He's not going to go, ugh.
Yeah.
You are actually taking away 2 seconds of that shot. I hadn't considered.
I love the idea. A referee
just
goes up to someone inbounding the ball and is like, I see dead people.
Do you know what? Literally, you stunned that. All I can think of, basketball. That's what I can think of.
Oh, yeah, the psych outs.
Yeah, well, they have the psych
if you've
outs.
not seen Basketball, it is a comedy by the guys who did South Park.
Genius.
If you like South Park, you'll love it.
It's brilliant.
Got to be like 30 years old now.
It's brilliant. That's what it is.
Like someone goes, you're allowed to psych out the player when they're shooting.
You could say anything to them.
I like it when
But
he goes,
that's what the refs probably do. Like,
and then he gets like cutters and cuts off his middle finger, and he goes like, ah.
Or he gets the T-shirt and he goes, "That's a picture of my wife," and then he goes that, and there's him on the other side going, "Ah." But they have like all those.
And he
weird
misses
ones,
it. What a psych out!
And he puts like stuff in his mouth.
Yeah.
Tinfoil, starts chewing it. But that I mean, if a referee's like giving you, that is the same thing as it is a psych out. Like, I want to say joking aside, but you saying about them giving them the ball and muttering something under their breath.
Imagine being a commentator. That'd be great. You could be sitting there going, well, the referee's gone for a psych out. It's been denied by Jokic. He's unhappy. And the other court officials coming in here.
What if you sneezed, if you're the ref and you got to give the ball, you're like, achoo. You give the ball, the person catches the ball like.
Yeah. Well, it looks like it's a
It'd be the same
it's a
thing.
bigger deal. When the refs, I can't remember when I was training to be a ref, anything like that came up. It might have been like a random comment.
Yeah, I just wonder what is the protocol for that situation, because it must be something where someone has sneezed. A ref has fallen over and delivered the ball. Well, technically, Jokic's touched the ball there. That ball's in play. So the fact he's then passed it away, if the ref didn't touch it and it rolled out of bounds, he's like, that's the first shot. There you go.
Do you know the other thing that irritates me?
So is that a
With free
referee
throws.
calling a foul on the referee, essentially, in a way, like going, hey, I've made a mistake? Is that essentially
That'd be
what it is?
so funny. Imagine that the referee's like, sorry, you're out of it. And then he throws himself out
Well,
of the
no,
game.
could the other ref go, hang on, that's a BS call?
Has a referee ever been ejected out of a game by
the
another
other
referee?
That's what I'm saying.
Well, Mark, you need to look that up. Has an NBA referee ever been ejected by another referee?
I don't know.
Please say they have. I really hope you're going to say one turned up intoxicated or something like that. And the other referee's like, technical foul, you're out of here.
There has been at least one notable instance in NBA history where a referee was ejected by another referee during a game.
Yes, what year?
1995 on February the 7th, apparently.
Whoa,
In
Mark.
a game between the Celtics and the Washington Bullets.
This is its own show.
Referee Joey Crawford, known for his fiery personality, ejected fellow referee Jack Madden from the
A
game.
legend.
Right, we've got to do a show on that because that's amazing.
For what? They must have another, because they got to have a fourth referee just in case someone
apparently-
gets injured.
This is 95, so I don't know. But the incident happened after a heated disagreement between the two officials during the game, leading Crawford to eject Madden.
Yes.
That is just, is that not amazing?
There's got to be that on YouTube, hasn't there? 95, that's got to be on YouTube.
Yep. Joey Crawford, Jack Madden. Let's have a look. That's
he had a
got
great-
to be in there.
You're out of here! Get out of here!
Oh, that's amazing.
The question is there a fourth official that then comes in? There must be. At that level, there must be.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Like the fourth official as a referee, you're kind of redundant unless someone pulls a hamstring or something.
I don't know. I'm just trying to see if I can find it. I can't see
Mark,
it. I mean,
it's got to be its own show.
It will be. We'll have to find it.
Its own show. That's a great moment.
Apparently, that's the thing.
Let me go back. Let me just finish. There's another thing that really irritates me with free throws.
What's that?
and I see it a lot now, really winds me up, really irritates. No, I don't want me. It just irritates me. Is when you have the team taking the free throws.
Yep.
And they'll be lined up on the free throw line, obviously, and two players waiting to get the rebound.
Yep.
The defending team
don't turn up
to that first free throw, and they stand there pretty much having a timeout.
Yep.
Sometimes I've seen it where they're on the sideline by the coach. Mm-hmm. Okay, you're allowed to do that. It's part of the rules. They don't have to line up. What irritates me is the shot goes up and then they all walk to go on. Mm-hmm. But now the free throw taker, and all referees do this, they allow them to come in.
Yeah.
You're stopping that for them to come in. If you next time it happens, you watch.
No, it's the same thing.
You're slowing the game.
Yep.
So the free throw, I mean, maybe that's the tactic. Maybe that's why they do it. I don't know.
It's distracting someone because there's movement here. That's, if you remember, that rule is like...
What are you saying?
There's
in those 5 seconds.
There's no one allowed to move. There's no movement in front of the shooter, is there? In front of that, the free throw line. You can move behind the free throw line, but there's no movement allowed in front of the free throw line. So the only way you can disrupt that rule is allowing someone to walk in there.
I've seen it. That shot goes up, the referee's got the ball, and then he holds it and he's waiting for them to walk in.
Yep.
And sometimes I've gone, like 10 seconds have gone past, but that guy's standing there. Like, if it was me, I'd be like, getting the rebound, okay, maybe 1,000, 2,000. I'm inbounding the ball. It's moving, technical foul. I don't know. Maybe that's been a bit of an a-hole. I don't know.
I mean, I just don't. I think they should change that rule and just say if you're lining up, you're lining up. You're in. It doesn't make sense, that sort of in and out and stuff like that.
And also, like, how much you...
That Rodman used to do it famously. He'd just stand there and just... I think it's better if the players are allowed to have a little bit of rope just so they can talk a load of rubbish and stuff as well.
Yeah.
Like, they seem to have clamped down a lot on players even talking. I'm sure they do jaw a lot, but you think of Jordan's famous for it. You think of all of those players, Garnett, Gary Payton, Larry Bird. Yeah. But because some of them didn't use like profanities necessarily, that's one of the reasons.
Yeah. Well, look, Mark, let's end this.
That's a brilliant one.
Referees, we've clearly established they can manipulate a free throw.
They're weasels.
You lost power?
I don't know. Just died.
Awesome.
Amazing.
That's the YouTube thing done.
That's the YouTube thing.
We're at the end anyway.
Yeah.
But referees can manipulate the a free throw. Done.
They can. And so ends.
So we need to see more ejections when that happens.
We do. 100%.
Yeah, you lost battery.
Ugh. Right, there we go.
What?
So ends another edition of Talking Basketball Podcast. Thank you so much for listening and being with us and not playing badminton. I have been Mark. I
have been Paul. And look, if you're a referee, I know we've been a bit harsh, so here's a little clap for you. Mark's looking at me like, why the hell are you giving referees a clap?
Yeah.
That was for referees.
Know your role. Do your job.